Well, good Tuesday afternoon, New York Jet fans and NFL fans. It's September 12th, 2023, 1:18 p.m., and everybody knows what's going on. I usually do this early in the morning or late in the evening, but I really did not want to wait. So I'm taking a lunch break today. I'm working from home to go over this. The amount of, I'm just trying to load the TV, watching highlights from last night, the amount of emotion from yesterday and for me the whole weekend, but as a Jet fan from yesterday, New Yorker from yesterday, was just a wave. So get past this past weekend with me, and you go into September 11th, and you have, New Yorkers and the country all around September 11th, sadness and remembrance and reflection. And then as the afternoon comes upon you, you start to think about, all right, opening night. And you have, the first time you're going to see Aaron Rodgers in actually the uniform playing a game. So you take that, but you think back now. You think back to last year when we're 7-4, and they're on a 5-game tear, and invoices come out for playoff tickets, or actually telling us that they're raising tickets for this year. Then you get to like January and they're out of it. My cousin Mikey says Aaron Rodgers is going to be a Jet. They're going to go after him. And the Jets, lo and behold, go and they reach out. And Aaron Rodgers on Kurt McAfee, I think it was like in March or something. I want to be a Jet. You got the schedule that comes out, and it's September 11th, Monday Night Football. Usually they do a double, a 7:30 or 7, and then like a 10:30. No, they're doing Monday Night Football, 9/11 in New York. Aaron Rodgers versus the Buffalo Bills. It's time. Then the Jets get called for Hard Knocks. So instead of there being, internet snippets and all that, you get to see 4 weeks of Aaron Rodgers in training camp, leading, teaching, showing the right way to do things, demanding respect, but also showing he's part of this team. He's got this goal. He doesn't want to go out like this. He doesn't want to just leave Green Bay and, head into the pasture. He wants to be a winner. He said it, He said all the right things. He said, there's that Lombardi Trophy is pretty lonely. He said, it could be a multi-year time that I'm here. The Jets put a lot of stock into me. So I could be here this year if it's magical and maybe go off in the sunset, or if we're doing something good and we don't just get there this year, I can be back next year, the year after that. So we're looking at 3 years. So you take that build up and you go, and my family and I went to the Hall of Fame game, and just seeing him walking the sidelines, signing, he looked so happy, and he said that. We come back and we watch the team play in preseason, and he's still on the sidelines. And my daughters kept saying, "Why is he on the sidelines?" Right? You don't want to get hurt in a game, in a preseason game that means nothing. You don't want to get hurt at all. But to see it in a preseason game, is a la Mark Sanchez shoulder and whatnot. So what happens? Giant home game, preseason game. Robert Saleh, the coaching staff, and of course Aaron Rodgers decided they're going to play. I didn't watch the game. I was actually working. My daughters watched it, and I remember my older daughter saying about my younger daughter, he scrambled and he tripped, and my younger daughter screamed no. Remember that? She screamed no. Okay. So you fast forward now, September 11th. You have a 2-week layover from that giant game. You're getting hyped. You're watching the last part of Hard Knocks. Who makes the team? And remember the name Gibson. Gibson was on Hard Knocks. They brought him in. Coach Saleh and Joe Douglas brought him in. He thought he was getting cut, and they told him, "You're one of us. You're one of us. Okay, you're on the team." Just remember that name, Gibson. Okay? So you get to September 11th, and you get through the morning, and I try to get my mind off that day, and I don't work that day, and I run some errands, and I go to the bank, and I go to Costco, and I go pick up my daughter at work, pick up my daughter at school. My daughter comes home from work, we order food, get on the road, let's go. And we're on the turnpike, 4 hours before kickoff, and we hit traffic. All right, no problem. We're still going to get there plenty of time. So from a 45-minute drive turns into like an hour and 5-minute drive. Okay. Pull into the lot, and it's torrential, coming down sideways. Okay. Listening to the radio, they're saying that MetLife Stadium's under a shelter in place. Whereas if you were outside and didn't have a car to go to, you could use your ticket to get in, but you had to stay within the concession areas. You could not go out into the seat areas. Could not be outside. Lightning. Have to stay in your car. We're sitting in the car, listening to the radio, rain coming out sideways. 7 guys held underneath an umbrella. And with this, about 6:25, 6:30, 6:35 starts to dwindle down. And looking straight with stadiums to the left of us, looking straight at the American Dream, which ironically on 9/11, American Dream, and there's a rainbow. So now people get out of the car taking pictures in front of the rainbow and whatnot. My daughter Victoria goes, look at that, 2 rainbows, a double rainbow. I saw later on that day that the rainbow actually cascaded from one end of Manhattan Island to the other, which was beautiful, especially yesterday. So, daughter says, let's go in. The rain stopped. Let's go dry off our seats. Let's go watch warm-ups. So we get in there. Let's go to the store. Let's see what kind of stuff they have in the store. We're looking for coasters for our bar and whatnot. Store, you can't even move in. So, all right, so let's go to the restrooms. We get towels. We walk in. First of all, kudos. I have to say it was 85-15 Jets last night. 85% Jet fans, 50% Buffalo fans. And you could get top dollar for your tickets last night. Some tickets in the section I was in were going for almost 3 times the face value. And that dawned on me early during this game, I'll tell you that. That I could have had like 3 games paid for on the one game last night. But we don't do that. We go to these games. We go down to our seats, and already there's probably 20,000 people watching warm-ups. Kickers come out and whatnot, and they're watching warm-ups, and with this, the offensive line and tight ends, I believe, come out. The offensive lines and the running backs come out. Breece Hall's getting an ovation, and then offense comes out, and the place just erupts with Aaron Rodgers wearing full Jet uniform, the logo of the throwback, the 79 to 89 logo throwback, the colors, fire, midfield logo, end zones, fire. Here we go. That was the longest hour of warm-ups I've ever sat through. Okay? But the place was coming in, and people were coming in, and they were getting ready. And then they started the pregame. And just before pregame started, no one was in a family stay in front of us, in the end zone in front of us. And the guy in front of me, nice guy, goes to me, isn't that Vinny Testaverde? So remember that name too, Vinny Testaverde. I'm looking, I'm like, wow, that's Vinny Testaverde. He got old. He's like 60 years old now, salt and pepper hair, has the blazer on. Joe Klecko's walking on the field. Marty Lyons is walking on the field. VIPs everywhere. Justin Timberlake's there. There's Triana Taylor, I think, is a rapper. My daughter's new. I forgot. Oh, Edie Falco and Mike Gandolfini, which is James Gandolfini's son. James Gandolfini, Tony Soprano, huge Jet fan. Trying to think what else. And then Method Man. Okay, there was some YouTube influences that my kids knew, or TikTok influences my kids knew. But then Method Man. Method Man, Long Island native, and anybody who grew up on Long Island is usually a Jet Met fan. And Method Man also lived on Staten Island, where I grew up when I was a teenager until about 5 years ago. And Method Man, they do a video on the video board. The lights go down, and before we walked in, they gave us all LED bracelets. And the lights go down, and Method Man's doing a video, and it's like, why not us? We've waited. And I'm getting chills talking about it now. So just imagine now you have about 75,000 people at this point. 80,000 came to the game. You have about 75,000 there, almost 80 at this point, and the lights are down, and this goes on, and I turn to my daughter Victoria, and I go, I have goosebumps, and she goes, me too. And with this, the fireworks start, and the defense comes out, and everybody's, and then they said, my daughter goes, they got to do the offense. I was like, no doubt. And they do the offense, and the last one out, Aaron Rodgers, American flag, 9/11, first responders, lined up to give them high fives as they come out. The place is erupting with like just anticipation. And I'm like, okay, so I didn't only wait from last year when they were one game away from the playoffs. It was the Aaron Rodgers look, the draft, the schedule release, the whole weekend, before the game. The 2 weekends before the 2 weeks before the game, then the long weekend, then we have the last game. Here we go. National anthem, huge flag on the field. They had first responders do that. They had a World War II veteran that came out, and the gentleman, the senior, stood up out of a wheelchair. I mean, it was an emotionally filled day. Game starts, we kick it off, and they go 3-and-out. And now they punt, and everybody knows after the punt, here we go. And Aaron Rodgers walks on the field, and I have not heard a cheer, a eruption like that since probably, and I'm going to go past the Jacksonville playoff game, the Colt playoff game when we beat up on Peyton Manning. All right, and the eruption of the game, first game of the year, 2009 against the Patriots. And we are ready, and we're ready to go. And first play, Breece Hall back from ACL surgery, 26 yards on the ground, first play. Like, we're rolling. Offensive line is rolling. Second play, Rodgers drops back. He's under pressure, throws it away after running. Okay. Third play, okay, Rodgers rolls out again. He gets tripped up. He goes down. I'm like, all right, he took a sack. And my daughter goes, I wish they would have played together in the preseason. I'm like, again, you didn't want them playing together in the preseason. And he goes down and he gets up. And I see him step and he's wobbly. And not wobbly, he's kind of hopping on his foot. He's gimpy. And usually when you see that, they're going to walk it off. Maybe a minor sprain, maybe his ankle kind of loosened up, pop it back, whatever it is. And then he kneels and he goes down. And now remember I said Vinny Testaverde. 99, Vinny Testaverde, Jets are favorites to go to the Super Bowl. Second quarter, he goes down with an Achilles tendon, going after a fumble. You heard when he got hurt, okay? I followed the fumble when Testaverde got hurt. When they went out and they picked him up arm by arm to carry him off, you heard the in that game. And that season, we ended up one game short of the playoffs. Okay, so Rodgers goes down, and the medical staff goes out there, and behind them, I guess next to the huddle, Garrett Wilson has his helmet off, and you can see his head's down, and he knows it's worse than what we could see. He, with a little bit of help, is not carried off, but he gimps off to the blue tent, the medical tent, and now my eyes are on the medical tent, and I'm waiting, and can't get on Twitter, see what's going on, and tweets aren't going through, and I'm talking to my cousin Richie, my cousin Mikey, my buddy George, my best friend George, and nobody knows, we can't get, and then all of a sudden they said, they're calling it an ankle injury. Like, okay. Because it looks like he rolled up his ankle. Okay, all right, Mikey, all right, rolled his ankle. Maybe a slight roll, maybe they tape it up. You watched the quarterback series on Netflix, and Mahomes had a high ankle sprain. They taped it up. He was good to go in the playoffs. You say, all right, maybe he misses this quarter, this half. And he's still not coming out of the tent. And all of a sudden the tent comes down, and then when they close out the tent, it means he's coming out. Now, I can't see it, but the card is out. And they basically drive him about 25 feet down the sideline. He gets up and he walks into the Jet locker room. Zach Wilson comes out, and I don't think anybody realizes right now what's going on. They finish the drive, they punt and whatnot, and it wasn't until the second time the Jets had the ball that Zach Wilson came out again that people realized, all right, there's a little bit more. 10 minutes later, you get X-rays negative for a break. All right, so it's not a break. Break is a multi-week injury. It's not a break. Hopefully it's a sprain. And then my cousin Mikey goes, I think it's an Achilles. And when they blow up the replay, his foot gets stuck in the turf. And when he's hit, his calf actually kind of popped. And you could see, that it's not good. So, all right. So I look at my girls and I'm like, it doesn't look good. And they have never seen a winning season. They've never seen a playoff game that they can remember. Last playoff game was 2010. So you're talking 13 years ago. So my oldest was like 7. Okay. So, all right. And my other daughter, my younger daughter, was like, I've never seen the fireworks like this. I've never seen it. I was like, this is, they really went all out. The pregame was amazing. It really was. So they have the Vinny Testaverde, and you have that injury. Okay. Jets couldn't move the ball really. Brees Hall gave them good field position twice. Once he rambled for like 60 plus yards, got them down to the 20 something, had to settle for 3. So at the half, you're looking at 13-3. And that's where it starts to come in that they're checking his Achilles and they don't know. Nothing was official at this point. When you look at the replay, I watched replays of the game last night. Salah's face on the sideline just about said it all. And then hearing things today, they really knew what the injury was after checking him. They could check an Achilles by doing something to your foot and your calf and something with their hands they could feel. Like, okay, but nothing's official. So basically, we get to the fourth quarter and it's 13-6. Zach Wilson looks less than a manageable quarterback at this point. He's throwing low. He threw a pick in the first half. He's missing open receivers. Not even with the pass. He just doesn't see them. He's taking sacks. He's throwing the ball away. The play calls also at some point. A third and a 5 or more, and they have one wide receiver out there. You're not thinking anybody out with one wide receiver out there. They know you're going to run the ball, especially with Brees Hall and Delvin Cook. Okay, so they're moving the ball, and I'm looking at the clock, and it's about less than 5 minutes left to go in the game. And I said to my girls, if they don't score here, or if Buffalo scores, we got it. We beat the traffic out of here. I have work. You have school. We have a ride home. And Zach Wilson said they called a run-pass play. And he said Garrett Wilson kept telling him, throw me the fade, throw me the fade. So he goes, I looked at Garrett, and there was a fade option. He throws the fade pass. Garrett Wilson makes, in my opinion, now I've seen Odell Beckham make a one-handed catch. Not the one against the Cowboys, but when he was on the Browns, one-handed catch down the sideline. Okay? He went up for the ball, Garrett Wilson, tipped it to himself, okay, a la Wayne Chrebet, 2001 against the Raiders, tipped it again, bobbled it now as he's falling. The ball hits him in his chest, and he grabs it on the way up. Touchdown. Best touchdown I've ever seen live, okay? Now you got to hit the extra point to get this game tied. And Greg the Leg looked wobbly, but it went through. So now it's 13-13. Now you got a game. Now you got a raucous fan base, okay? You had Josh Allen, who threw 3 picks, okay? And I'm looking at him now. 2 of his 3 picks were thrown downfield, heaved downfield. 1 to nobody, and Whitehead caught that one. 1 into double coverage, and then 1 into double coverage on the sidelines that Whitehead got. Okay, so you have 3 turnovers. The Jets, I think, got 3 points out of it. Okay, Jets kick off. The place is going mad now. It's like 4.5 minutes left. First play from scrimmage after the kickoff. Low snap, fumbled by Josh Allen. He picks it up. He takes 2 steps, and he is blasted. Okay, I forgot who hit him. Ball goes down, and you got Quinnen Williams and Mosley jumping on it. And right away, the hands go the other way. We have the ball. Amazing. Okay? Got the ball, and now I'm like, we need 2 first downs, kick the field goal, and we're out of here. So they play conservative. They're running the clock. Buffalo uses 2 of their timeouts at this point. So they're saving 1 for when they have to kick. And the Jets have a 3rd and like 2. And they get it to within, I thought it was a first down. Watching the replay this morning, look at first down, but no. So now they have a fourth and probably 3 inches, 4 inches. And everybody's screaming, go for it, go for it, go for it. Get the field goal, get the 3 points, give them the ball back. Salah, I love this call. It worked out. Zach Wilson, the worst case scenario would have been that it ends up in a tie at this point, and Buffalo gets the ball back with about 4.5 minutes left. But boom, he gets the first down. Okay, Buffalo would have about 3 minutes left. Gets the first down, runs the ball 3 more times, and on fourth down, just before the 2-minute warning, Greg Galeg hits his third field goal. Fourth. It was his third field goal. Okay. Kickoff. Buffalo gets the ball. Moves downfield. 2-minute warning. They use their last timeout again. They're in field goal range. And now I'm sweating. And my daughters are like, and I'm like, let's see. Sauce Gardner, who didn't have a great game, defending Stephon Diggs. Big game to get them into like the 28-yard line. Offensive pass interference. Stephon Diggs pushed off on him. Okay. Brings them back, which was huge because that brought them out of field goal range. And then they wound up, having to clock the ball and all that. So on fourth down, with about 6 seconds left, they line up for a 49 or 50-yard field goal. Dead center, right in front of us on the opposite side of the field. He hits it, and it's going left. Now it's staying straight. And it catches the upright and comes down towards the right. The stadium erupts. I don't see where it lands at this point. And I look and I see the referees put up their hands. And I'm like, it went through. So finally everybody realizes now, all right, they have 2 seconds left. They kick off. Zach sits on the ball. Let's go to overtime. Typical way the Jets, being Jets, would have lost this game. Would have been kickoff return for a touchdown. Josh Allen throws a big pass to Stephon Diggs for a touchdown. Running back breaks a play for, or gets in the field goal range, they kick it, and the Jets go 3 and out. Well, Allen and the Bills go 3 and out. Now, again, you can only see so much on the field, and if you're not on the internet, you can't read anything. We couldn't get anything. My buddy George tells me Josh Allen looks like he got his bell rung on that fumble. His eyes are glazed. He looks like Sam Darnold. Remember that name? Okay? Remember, it looks like Sam Darnold that Monday night game. All right. So they come out, and you know what? They go 3 and out, and they have to punt. And Gibson, now remember I said Gibson, the kid that didn't know if he was going to make the team. He made the team, what have you. All right. Gibson lines up, I think, about the 35. They kick off, and I'm saying, all right, so he catches it to 35. If he could get a return out of it, we should be good. And then maybe, if he gets to the 50, I'm going to say get to midfield. Then we can go in 15, 20 yards and make Greg the leg try to hit one. He takes the punt. He starts off to his right, cuts back to his left, and now he's across the 50. He's across the 40, across the 35. Now I'm saying in my head, we're in field goal range. From here, it's 52 yards. Let's get a little bit closer. He cuts back to the right, and now he's at the 20, and he has the end zone ahead of him. He catches a block at the end, and he goes in, and the place just erupts. And I'm going to put video up of the pregame and of the eruption, and CJ Uzama, who's walking around high-fiving fans, erupts. And the Jets win 22-16. Zach Wilson wins his second game against the Bills in a year at home, and the Jets are 1-0. Miami's 1-0. Buffalo is 0-1. New England is 0-1. Okay? Now, the bittersweet part of this is about 2 hours ago, it was revealed, MRI, Aaron Rodgers ruptured his Achilles tendon. He's done for the season. It's on Zach's shoulders for the time being. Rumors are now, first rumor that came out, Tom Brady. Going to call Tom Brady. Tom Brady owns part of the Raiders. He's going to need to get out of that or sell part of it, or I don't know how they're going to do that. Wentz, Matthew Stafford, Matt Ryan, Colt McCoy. I mean, there's a bunch of people. Joe Flacco, um, Sam Donald. San Francisco tried out another quarterback today, so Sam Donald may be the odd man out in San Fran. I don't know. For the time being, Coach Saleh said Zach Wilson is the quarterback, starting QB going against the 1-0 Dallas Cowboys next week. 3 o'clock, so about an hour and 15 minutes, Coach Saleh is going to meet with the media and address them and see what's going on. The emotions went from 9/11 to anticipation. He's on the field. He's down. We can't do anything. To we're up. We tied it. We won. The defense was on point. Even with Sauce having a subpar game, on point. Whitehead was amazing. Okay. Reggie Cobb was not in the game a lot. I didn't see him a lot. I saw Lazard. I saw Garrett Wilson. I didn't see Cobb. I don't know why, but it was just. But for whatever reason, I know he was brought here for Rodgers, but I don't know why Cobb didn't play much. So, we have those rumors going on. It's Tuesday morning. Jets have a short week before they go to Dallas to play Texas. In Jerry's world, Jerry's land, whatever you want to call it, Dallas had a tremendous game against the Giants, beating them 40-0. So that's where we are, Jet fans. We're 1-0. A game that we would have lost in the past, but just put our heads down, we won. Of course, you win the battle, but sometimes you lose the war, and you have Aaron Rodgers now, who's lost for the season. The one thing I'm going to say is if it is Zach, or whoever it is going forward, he has the support of the fans. They were out there cheering for him last night every time he did something, trying to show him, hey, it's on your shoulders now. And you'll have Aaron Rodgers in your headset now if you're the quarterback. So we have that going for us, which is nice. It's a Caddyshack reference. Like yesterday when I said I don't think the heavy stuff's going to come down for some time now, you couldn't even see. But anyway, that's it. Listen, if you were at the game yesterday, it seemed like there was a lot of people at the game last night. Show us your pictures. Show us your videos, your pregame, your tailgate. Did you stay for the whole game? And there was a portion in that third period, or close to that fourth period, when I said, if we can't put points on the board, if they go up by 13, I'm out of here. But we stayed, and it was great, and I got home at like 1:30. So we'll take the win. We'll move on, and Coach Saleh and Nathaniel Hackett and Joe Douglas have their work cut out for them, not only this week, but the upcoming weeks. And that's it right now. So please send us your photos. We can be reached at thejets.takeoff@gmail.com. We are on Twitter. Our Twitter handle is the Jets Takeoff. We are on Facebook. The Takeoff is the Facebook group. We are on TikTok at the Jets Takeoff. We are on YouTube, obviously, where you're watching this. The Takeoff is the YouTube account. The Jets Takeoff is a YouTube channel. Email us. Tell us about last night. Tell us what 9/11 and the Jets have to do with you. And that's the reason why, ironically, Vinny Testaverde was there that night. He was there because he grew up in New York. He was a Long Island native, and I believe his father actually worked on the original Twin Towers. And then after the attacks, Vinny led, I guess, the relief efforts with the Jets going and doing like comforting and meeting and meeting the first responders and whatnot. So that's why he was there. Like I said, Joe Klecko was there, Mark Gastineau was there, Justin Timberlake, a whole group of people. So, like I said, check us out, email us. We will be doing a podcast, every week, at least twice a week. If anything significant should come out, I will do a podcast this week before Friday, where I do the preview of the weekend. But as of right now, the only thing I know that's going to be released today is that Aaron Rodgers will not be back. Are they looking for another QB? I don't have anything in the works. I don't know. If that comes out, that information will definitely be released. Have a great rest of your week. Have a great day. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Be happy we won. Have a blessed week, whatever you call it. This is the takeoff, the Jets takeoff here. Have a great day.